we back in here. We good now. Yeah, now we in there. We loud and clear now, man. There we go. Alrighty. What's up with y'all tonight, man? How y'all feeling tonight, man? Welcome to In God We Trust Academy podcast. And as always, we got something special for you guys. We're going to talk about why you should set up a trust. And the main thing I'm going to say is to protect your money. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to protect your money? Right? We want to protect that money. I mean, y'all like money so much. I mean, you should find ways to protect your money. That's another thing. It's a lot of things that you guys are out here doing, and you're just doing it recklessly. And tonight, we're just going to put you up on game about a few things and just tell you and show you how to do certain things. And we also got a class coming up that's going to be teaching you this on the 31st. So listen very carefully. This is for you if you're here with us tonight. And yeah, this is definitely for you. Drop some ones though, man, if you locked in with us for the night, man, and let me know where you're tuning in from. Where you guys tuning in from right now? Let me know. Where you're tuning in from. Shout out to the Indiana Pacers, man. I know y'all New York people out there mad, but I already knew this was going to happen to y'all, but y'all be all right. Yeah, I called it a long time ago. OKC and Indiana Pacers in the finals. But yep. Yeah, where you at? Where y'all at, man? I see some ones up in here. Where y'all from? Where y'all at tonight, man? Tune in if you can. It's Friday. Some of y'all should be at home. You ain't got nothing else to be going on and doing. One thing we do enough of is partying. Sometimes you got to sit down and learn and advance yourself, guys. Take the time to sit down, learn, and advance yourself. That's very important that you do that, pretty much for me on a daily basis. But I think that we all should take our time to learn, right? We got to learn something. And if you don't learn something, then, hey, you're messing up, family. You're messing up. We need you to get yourself together out here. And the main thing that the people are failing at out here in this world is not having a trust, right? So before we get started, though, we're going to give you guys just a few things here. A few announcements here. Right now we have on sale for this week is a credit warfare bundle. We teach you how to beat third-party debt collectors, also reverse credit denials, and how to remove anything from your credit report. All right. So all of these things right now are available to you. There are 3 different classes, about 2 hours each. So that's about 6 hours total, and the donation is of $100, right? So you can do this at www.ingodwetrustacademy.com. Again, www.ingodwetrustacademy.com, okay? And, go there, and you can get those classes as well. I'm going to get to your questions in a minute. Just hold that thought. You want to know what bank? All right. Also, coming up in June the 20th. Okay. It's no longer the 21st. So we're going to do a 1-day conference instead of a 2. But we're going to teach you guys how to be a private bank and how to turn your goods and services, etc., into a currency and how to build your own wealth system. We'll be doing this in person as well as live stream as well. So we will be in Seattle. You can also go to www.ingodwetrustacademy.com to sign up for that. Just search the People's Private Bank. You do not want to miss this class. It's a very important class as well. Teach you how to be tax exempt. If you're doing businesses or anything like that, you can literally become fully tax exempt by operating this way. All right. So, and all of your customers, your clients will definitely do this. It's no difference than you go into a store and they say, "Hey, do you want to be a member?" Right? And they'll tell you, fill this out. And you fill it out, and automatically you become a member. It's the same type of situations. You make these people become a member into your private bank. Um, and you just say, start doing your goods and services, etc., and you turn it into a form of currency. And they will have to literally purchase your currency. You give them what you call trust credits in order to shop with your goods and services, fully tax exempt. Nothing wrong with that at all because it's between two private properties, two private people. Let me say that two private people, and what you have there is it becomes a non-commercial aspect, and you can do this all day long, right? So if you're interested in that, man, hey, welcome to our class. Remember, you can follow us on In God We Trust Academy. So if you're on TikTok with us right now, you can go to YouTube and go to In God We Trust Academy, and then you'll be able to see everything that we're doing on the screen instead of just looking here at me. Right now, TikTok is giving me a little problem with how to upload certain stuff, but y'all will be all right, though. You can hear it at the best. But for the most part, go to In God We Trust Academy on YouTube. You can also follow me on Facebook, Eric Ingram Bay, and also Instagram, Grand Wizier _ MNRP, on TikTok, MNRP 619 2020, or Turban Swag. And also on Twitch, In God We Trust Academy. So make sure that you follow us there. Do not forget about our website, ingodwetrustacademy.com. Again, ingodwetrustacademy.com. The Declaration of Trust class is May 31st, which is next Saturday, 3 p.m. Central Time. It's a live stream, and guess what? It's $50. So if you're interested in learning how to start a trust, do a trust, etc., right now is the time for you to do that, because I'm going to load you guys up, and we're going to talk about that tonight, about a lot of things that's going to be within this class. And it's a full ebook prepared for you, templates, everything. It's going to be a step-by-step, and just for you to know how to do it, all at $50. Trust me. The last time I did a class like that, I think we did it for almost like, I don't know. It was up there, about 200-300 or something like that, but could have been more. But I try to make it available to people who really want to do this and change their life, and also being able to operate and protect their assets, etc. And we're going to talk about that today as well. We also got a giveaway. So a 2026 Toyota Camry is what we're going to be giving away February the 21st, 2026, here in Huntsville, Alabama. And it's going to go to the first place winner. We're also going to give away cash prizes. We're going to have a pop-up shop. So any vendors that's interested, man, you guys are welcome to come and rock with us as well. And just know that you can get your tickets from us. If you're interested in the tickets, you can go get it from myself. Just hit me up wherever you're looking at, message me and say, hey, I want a ticket. It's a $10 donation. You can get as many tickets as you want. But if you get it directly from me, it also gives you credits to my website. So you get a $50 credit for the first ticket. If you get 2 tickets, then it's $100 in credit. And all you can do this once a month for that from me as well. And it allows you to get whatever that you want to from the website. Certain things are off limits, but at the same time, there's so much on there that you will find something, right? So remember, February 21st, 2026, we will have a car, Toyota Camry 2026. Be ready for that. Also, In God We Trust Academy has work session days on Mondays, 11 a.m. Central Time, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time. It's free. So anybody that's willing to be there and want to learn a lot of things, you can be there. But here's the thing, what I always tell people. every class that I have done or has conferences and stuff like that, I've always taught it for free first. It just also happens that people are not there. And that's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be there, you're going to be there. And hey, you're more than welcome. But again, people just like to talk. And when it's available to them, they always got other shit going on and shit to do. And that's cool. That's your business, not mine. I get it. All right. So anybody got any form of emergency consultations, same day consultations, go to ingodwetrustacademy.com. We do those. We also got traffic defense services, nonviolent gun charge services, child support defense, due process violation defense services, foreclosure defense services, whether judicial or non-judicial, debt collector and garnishment services as well. So if you're interested, please do come. Now, if this is your first time rocking with us or whatever, let me know, man. Just just chill, sit back, and you can just witness. Because I know a lot of people like, oh, well, have you done the work? Yes, we have. And you will hear plenty of testimonies as long as you stay here and keep watching, as all the time, right? So make sure that you like, share, and subscribe us, and be ready every time you see us pop on, because we got information. That's one thing we have. All right, so I want to jump into something, man. We're going to look at this today, and it's actually kind of crazy, right? Something that I heard today. You guys might not be able to hear it on TikTok. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all, like, go to YouTube, In God We Trust Academy, so you can hear this. But I just want y'all to pay attention, man. Listen at this. And this is why you should have a trust, okay? And one of the main things is this. First and foremost, the actual individual, the straw man, is responsible for all debt of the United States. That was the whole point of them even creating it, right? And if you understand that part, then you should know that you should never keep anything. I didn't say you can't do business. You can do business in it all the time. Just don't keep the assets in the name of the straw man, as you guys like to call it. Don't do it. Do not keep it in your individual name. And you also have to understand that this system is based upon presumption. So they automatically assume that you are self-employed. That is the first thing. So no matter who you are self-employed. Okay? No matter who you are first, you are self-employed. And you have to understand that. Okay? Sole proprietor is what they have you operating as, and you're operating strictly off of in commerce is what they see. So if you got driver's license, they think that you are a self-employed driver and you're out here for hire. That's another thing. So it's a lot that you guys don't get about the system that you're in. One, because we don't read. We out doing what we're going to do tonight because we see partying, all of this other different things that we get entertained by that is more important than literally understanding and learning the law and making it our daily bread, right? We have to do that if we want to become more successful and prosperous within our life, because the law is one thing. And every law is supposed to be, well, I'm going to say every law is subject to the natural law. If it does not line up with the natural law, then you best believe, okay? You best believe that it is considered to be injustice, right? There is no justice in it at all, right? It's no equity in it, which means what is just, what is right, all right? So let's dive into this, right? This is one of the main reasons why you should have, and I'll explain it to you guys on TikTok, but this is one of the main reasons why you should have a trust. Why you should have one.
Put it out.
You want the court to set it at $0.
Yes, sir.
Listen,
Child support out today.
Honestly, I'm not expecting to pay child support at all.
You want the court to set it at $0.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why are you asking for $0?
Because me and Miss McDuffie fully co-parent. I fully get my son throughout the week, 4 days out the week. I'm fully capable of taking care of him when he's in my custody. She's the same as well. So I don't understand why I would be paying child support when we split. When I take, she have them, she take care of them, and when I have them, I take care of them. She don't drop them off with anything. I don't drop them off with anything, and we fully take care of them. So I don't see why we have to pay extra.
When did you and Miss McDuff stop living together?
I would say ending of March of 2024.
And since that time, have you paid any money directly to Miss McDuff?
Yes.
How much?
I roughly, maybe off the top of my head, $400.
Okay. Are you in agreement to the order containing a retroactive child support judgment against you after credit, or are you asking that you be ordered to pay $0 in back child support?
Pay zero in back child support.
Okay, can you tell the court why?
I wouldn't understand why I'll be paying back child support because when we only been split for a year. Before then, I was paying the rent, the bills. We were both taking care of the kids. It was no problem. We only been split for a year, and I still get my kid 4 days out the week, and I'm fully taking care of my kid when he's in my care, and she fully take care of him when she's in his care.
Okay, and right now you're seeing the child at least.
At least 4. I would get him Thursday afternoon and drop him off Monday afternoon.
Do you have any safety concerns, Mr. Fox, with Miss McDuff knowing your address?
No, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, then I will accept the agreed portions of this order, make the agreed portions the order of the court. I will order child support at $429 per month. I will order a retroactive child support judgment of $5,400 per month. Order that paid at $90 per month. Order court costs as billed. Anything further, Mr. Dell?
All right. So, if you just heard that, right? And what happened is this young man, I'm assuming that he was probably married to the individual who he was with at the time. Maybe divorced. And or it may not, either or, it doesn't matter. But the point is he was trying to make is that he has the child in his custody just as much as the mother has the child in her custody. And he was saying that he don't need to pay any back time because he's been taking care of everyone and everything. Right? And then after that, it turns into, the judge just said, okay, yeah, you're going to pay us $400 something because they heard him say he could give $400. Two, they said something about, oh yeah, back time was $5,000 and he's permitted to pay $90 on that a month as well, right? And then she said, is there anything else? Now, there's a lot of comments that went under this, and the comments just doesn't make sense because people don't understand what's happening here. Okay? And this is one reason why you should have a trust. Because if this individual had a trust and his income, wages, and etc., any form of money was conveyed to the trust, and the trust owned the money, not himself, okay, and not him as a grantor having rights to the trust or to the assets in the trust as well. Literally, the trust owns the money. There would be nothing they could do. Nothing. I want y'all to hear me now. It would be nothing they could do. Right? And that is super major. It changes everything for this individual, right? But a lot of people mess up on this type of stuff because they don't understand what is exactly happening to him. He didn't even ask questions, nor does he understand to ask the right questions, right? So, what should we be saying when it comes to stuff like this, man? And it's very simple. The best place to explain this is number one is to understand Title 4D. And I'm just speaking on this in general because I want you to know why you should have a trust and also why everything is happening the way it's happening within this, this time frame here under the Social Security Administration under Title 4D. It's very important to know that, right? We just want to make sure that you guys know. Because when it comes to this, and the best way to explain this is if you go to Ohio Administration Code 5101 12-1-80, which is 4D contracts. It's an overview, right? And these are the state regulations. Now it says, when you go down to section 3, it says contractor refers to a private or governmental entity with whom the Child Support Enforcement Agency enters into a Title 4D contract. Governmental entity includes the following entities in the same county as the Child Support Enforcement Agency. So now that means there's a court, the court, all right? So now that you understand that the court has a contract with the Child Support Enforcement Agency, the prosecutor or other law enforcement official, a sheriff, that means investigators, anybody they got on it, a clerk of court also, the recorder's office, a treasurer's office, or any other public or governmental agency or official. Okay? They all under contract. Now listen to this. Title 4D contract means a mutually binding legal relationship obligating a private or governmental entity to provide Title 4D services in Title 4D case or perform other administrative duties of the Child Support Enforcement Agencies that pertain to a Title 4D case in return for payment by the Child Support Enforcement Agency. Now, what the dude said, it sounds like it's so great. Just think about everything that he's saying. We're going to listen to that one more time. And I want you to listen based upon what you know about Title 4D right now, right? I want you to listen based on that, right? So let me get y'all guys ready again for this because, again, a lot of y'all missed this, and I want you to hear this. So listen. What's up, Tamika Todd? Check this out. Just listen. Oh, it went back out. Let me get him back.
Honestly, I'm not expecting to pay child support at all.
You want the court to set it at 0?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why are you asking for $0?
Because me and Miss McDuff, we fully co-parent. I fully get my son throughout the week, 4 days out the week. I'm fully capable of taking care of him when he's in my custody. She's the same as well. So I don't understand why I would be paying child support when we split. When she have him, she take care of him, and when I have him, I take care of him. She don't drop him off with anything. I don't drop him off with anything, and we fully take care of him. So I don't see why we have to pay extra.
When did you and Miss McDuff stop living together?
I would say the ending of March of 2024.
And since that time, have you paid any money directly to Miss McDuff?
Yes.
How much?
I roughly, maybe off the top of my head, $400.
Okay. Are you in agreement to the order containing a retroactive child support judgment against you after credit, or are you asking that you be ordered to pay $0 in back child support?
Pay $0 in back child support.
Okay. Can you tell the court why?
I wouldn't understand why I'd be paying back child support because when we only been split for a year. Before then, I was paying the rent, the bills. We were both taking care of the kids. It was no problem. We only been split for a year, and I still get my kid 4 days out the week, and I'm fully taking care of my kid when he's in my care, and she fully take care of him when she's in his care.
Okay. And right now, you're seeing the child at least
4. I would get him Thursday afternoon and drop him off Monday afternoon.
Do you have any safety concerns, Mr. Fox, with Ms. McDuff knowing your address?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, then I will accept the agreed portions of this order, make the agreed portions the order of the court. I will order child support at $429 per month. I will order a retroactive child support judgment of $5,400 per month. Order that paid at $90 per month. Order court costs as billed. Anything further, Mr. Dell?
That's crazy. Now look, remind you what I just showed you about the Child Support Enforcement Agency and the things that they do when they are in a Title 4D contract with the court, with the prosecutor, with the sheriff, and any other government officials that may assist in this, and they are in it for payment, in return for payment. So, number one is this. The main reason of this is why you should have a trust, because if this individual here had all of his money conveyed to the trust and the trust owned the money, right? He was just only a benefactor to it, a benefactor interest, meaning that even though he does have a beneficial interest to it, he don't own it. If that happened, then one, they couldn't take that. So he could literally just say, hey, all of my income belongs to a trust. I don't have any money. None whatsoever. My child is also within the trust. It's another thing, which also removes jurisdiction from them. Right? Now, again, like I said, Title 4D contract means a mutually binding legal relationship obligating a private or governmental entity to provide Title 4D services in a Title 4D case or perform other administrative duties of the Child Support Enforcement Agency that pertain to Title 4D case in return for payment by the Child Support Enforcement Agency. So automatically, what does that do? You have to understand that means that the court has an interest in the case, which is also unconstitutional. Every judge that makes this type of order has to recuse themselves because they making money. Everybody's in there making money, and it's also federally funded. This is the whole reason why she did it. She didn't do it like everything the dude said was perfect, especially if, and I'm saying it in this way, especially if everything that's transpired is taking place. He takes care of the child. He spends, 4 days out of the week with the child and don't ask for anything, literally supports the child. She does the same, etc. Right? Same thing happens. But the situation is this, right? They don't care about that shit. They want to get paid. So anytime a child support comes into their court, they're going to issue a order because they're going to make money. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Some of y'all say, well, that's unconstitutional. It's not if you don't assert your rights. If you don't rebut it, if you don't know how to motion and ask the right questions, because I would have literally placed a motion into the case and let them know. First of all, I did a motion coming from the third party, letting them know that the money that they're, and the third party would be the trust. So the trust would come in as a third party intervener, letting it be known that any money that they're trying to take belongs to the trust, and it does not belong to whatever his individual name. We'll say John H. Doe. That kills it. Now they don't got no money to take from anywhere, right? And the number one thing is you cannot be in prison for debt. So it's not if he's going to be in contempt of court for not paying, because he's not saying he won't pay. He's just saying, hey, I don't have the ability to pay. So they have to prove willful intent of you not paying, then other than you not having the ability to pay because you don't have any money. The money don't belong to you. The money that you're seeking and trying to get does not belong to you. And this is the reason why trust is so powerful. Also, understanding that the Constitution itself is a trust. So operate that trust. And then you will understand that if they're getting paid off of child support enforcement, then absolutely, all of this needs to be void. It's wrong, right? And not only that, I always tell you guys this. When you find this type of stuff, any type of damages, etc., that takes place, it's always a monetary value there. Okay? It's always a monetary value there. And that's something that you got to understand. Always. So, know that if you understand that there's a monetary value in damages, any type of damages that's being done, then guess what? You can get paid. I don't care who it is and who it's from. You can say, now, forgiveness is a spiritual thing. But the law, the state, the law itself, it don't forgive. You must be punished. I want y'all to understand that. Equity has to set forth and set in place, right? Once someone causes harm, then you have the right to the actual, you have the right to remedy at all times. So number one, if this was in trust, all right, this would be a whole total different situation for this guy, right? But since it's not in trust, he got to give up his money. Since he don't understand trust, which also means the trust of the Constitution, because it is a trust indenture between the people and the government, the public servants, right? But again, everybody's so quick to scream, I have rights. Nobody has rights. And the only ones that has rights are those who are willing to uphold the law, which means that you have to assert the right. If he don't reject, make any form of rejections against this in any type of way, then hey, objections at all, then he's in full agreement with everything that's taking place. And this happens to so many of us, right? So many of you guys go into court and not understanding the court rules and procedures, because the court rules and procedures is a trust. It has to operate exactly like it is, right? Even the law within itself. And if you don't understand that, then that's where all of the miscalculations that's going on in your life is happening, because this is a very serious matter, right? So many people will go straight into child support and they say, hey, they don't have the money to pay anything. And they say, all right, we're going to hold you in contempt of court. Boom. 90 days. Yeah, I remember they tried to give me 250 days. They said, do you want to pay $5,000 or 250 days? I said, neither. I ain't doing neither one. And they did not like that. Okay? They didn't like the fact that I said I ain't doing neither one. And guess what? I didn't. I think I did 17 days at the most, and I exercised my trust. And listen, they told me, they said, hey, well, you can just go to jail. They took me to jail. They told me, nah, hold on. Let me tell you this first. First, I was at the post office. I was mailing something else. I seen an investigator there. He just walked up to me and he was like, hey, is your name Eric Ingram? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I got a warrant for your arrest. Now, the truth is, I should have just said, okay, where's the warrant? You got to have the warrant present. If the warrant's not present, then it's not valid today. But I didn't say that, though, at the time, right? I just thought to myself, I said, you know what? I got time. Let's do this. You want to do this today? Let's do it. We're going to do it then. Let's just go. Whatever you want to do, we're going to do it. And he was like, all right, cool. I was like, bet, let me park my car over here, put my keys in the gas tank. I'm going to have somebody come pick it up, et cetera, from the post office. He was like, all right, cool. That's cool. I got in the car with him. No handcuffs or nothing, right? Took me down to the jail. They processed, put me in jail, right? And they said, I said, so when's my court date? They said, hey, you don't got a court date. You're in here for 250 days or $5,000. I said, bro, I got to get a court date. You just can't arrest nobody without taking them to court. I said, I got to at least see court within the 3 days. And be honest, to be honest with you, you really supposed to take me straight to a magistrate when you arrested me in the first place to make sure that you had the right to arrest me, right? Yeah, that was the first thing. But that didn't happen either, though. But my point of me saying this is, right, I get there and they say, they tell me that I got 250 days, I'm going to pay 5,000. I said, bro, I ain't doing neither one. Okay? Not doing either one. And since I said that, it bugged them a little bit. I had some people on the outside file a few things with me. My microphone is low. All right, but to make a long story short, they filed some stuff on my behalf for me and everything like that. And when they filed everything for me, it just, it made it better. They exercised my trust, put a few things in, and also had my daughter's mother also in the trust agreement and everything as well. And so what we did from that point forward was we filed everything into the court, and they was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you got going on. And so they bring me to court now, right? And they get me in court, okay? And when they got me in court, they was like, mind you now, I wasn't supposed to go to court. They told me I ain't had no court. I got to do 250 days. So now I finally get caught up to court. This is about after me doing 4 days, right? Finally get me in there. And they was like, they had some papers. All my stuff on the desk that I had my people file for me, right? And they called me up. They was like, Mr. Ingram, we want to know how you want to handle this matter today. And I was like, well, I'm not doing 250 days and I'm not paying you guys 5,000. It's not what I'm going to do. You should have some papers that's been filed, some documents that's been filed on my behalf for me and placed on the records here in the court today. And the judge was like, yeah, I got those. Can you please come to the bench, right? So he wants me to come forward. So mind you, I'm already in handcuffs with the jail suit on and everything, chained down to my feet. I'm walking up there. And I get there and the guy says, he taps on it. Start tapping on the paper. He said, this right here? I said, yeah. He said, this right here? I know what you're doing. But he says, but I'm not the one that has to say so over this. He said, they do. So he's talking about the Child Support Enforcement Agency. Mind you, the reason why he don't have to say so because he's working for Child Support Enforcement Agency. Number one, as I just showed you, the judge, the court itself, the prosecutor, the clerk, the sheriff, the investigator, anybody else that's involved, the recorders, the treasury, all of those are working for the Child Support Enforcement Agency. Right? Okay? Now, since they working together, the judge already let me know and said, hey, I see what you're doing. I know what you're doing, but I'm not the one that has control over this situation. He said, it's the Child Support Enforcement Agency. I said, okay, cool. So they send me back. The lady walked up to me and she said, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to pay us the $5,000 or what? And I said, no, I'm not going to give you $5,000. She looked at the bailiff. Well, you can just take him on back to jail and he can finish out his 250 days. I looked at them and I said, okay, hold up. I said, before I want to go, I said, I need to know who's in charge of this situation here. Okay? That's what I need to know. Who's in charge? Because once I find out who's in charge, I need to know who I need to make responsible for all of the liability that's being taken place today. They went to pointing fingers at each other, y'all. That was the most craziest thing I ever seen. They all went to pointing fingers. I'm like, no, you were the one talking. You're the lady. So you're the one talking. You're the one told the guy to send me back to jail. So what I need you to do is I need all y'all names in here. And not only that, since we in a court situation here, I also need to make sure that all you guys got bonds so I can make sure I hold you liable for anything and any harm that's going to take place today. So what they did was they told me, all right, Mr. Ingram, it's this guy. He was the one who's the head of it. He didn't really want to talk. And I just said, all right, that's fine. Long as I get what I need and know who's on it. Who's ever named signing off on this stuff is who is going to be held liable for any damages that's going against the trust today. And they sent me on to the back. All right. They sent me on to the back. And I'm telling you guys, within 5 days, I walked up out of there. No going to court no more. Any of that. They let me go on a Friday. I think it was the Friday before I think Kobe Bryant died the next day in the helicopter. So yeah, they let me out on a Friday. I get out. No child support, no $5,000 in payment, no $250. No 250 nights in jail, none of that. It's over, right? Completely over. Walked on up out of there. And this has been over, that was 2019. So this is to give you an idea of like, that's me at night. That's me kind of just playing around with things. I'm 100 times better today than I was then. So this is the reason why I can tell you what I'm saying, because I've been through it for one, and I know what it looks like, and I know what a trust will do. And operating in a trust, setting the foundations of the trust, and making sure that it's judgment proof, that it's so strong that it's nothing they can take from you, right? Now, the only thing that I would have done different then is when they brought me into court, I would have told them, I need you guys to prove willful intent. Willful intent of me saying that I'm not going to pay the court. I need records of that. I need record of somebody in this court saying that I'm not, that I said I'm not going to, that I agreed that I wasn't going to pay. I didn't have the ability to pay. That's the only thing I would have did different, because they would have had to let me out the first day in the first place, because they would have been holding me in imprisonment for a form of debt, and that is against the Constitution. So since you know that's against the Constitution, then automatically they have to let me go. Otherwise, they would all be held liable. But they were all under private contract. And as long as you are in agreement with this private contract, then it fully exists. So you got to learn how to truly challenge these things, guys. Truly challenge these things. But now what I would do is I always motion. I'll do a motion to, hey, okay. I need a motion, a production of the accounting and all who is involved in making money under Title 4D contract with the Child Support Enforcement Agency. I would like a report of that for my tax purposes and for my defense. So now that means that they got to give me a whole full spreadsheet that deals with this case of the funding that's coming from the federal government to the state government into the county of this whole entire case, right? And I get to know every individual who's involved in this case that's getting paid from this case. And guess what they're going to do from that point? Case dismissed. They're going to get rid of everything. But it's too late, because now I want to know, was any bonds created in the name of the estate, any bid bond, performance bonds, or any payment bonds at all? And if so, the benefactor and the beneficiary of that should be, well, myself. And the reason why I can prove that is because, well, I can hold the Social Security card in my hand, I can hold the birth certificate in my hand, and I can literally say, hey, I am the holder here. In possession. The holder in due course here. I have authorized representative here to represent and to take in any and all fees. And if I just wanted to speak from the trust, hey, I'm the trustee here to collect all income or any money that's here created from these bonds or that has been funded to the state for the estate to handle these cases. Right? Anything that's been created. But again, you got to look at everything as if it's all trust. It's all trust relationship. Because even the Title 4D falls under a trust relationship. So exercise the trust. The more you understand and learn about trust, especially when you create your own trust, then you can see trust everywhere. And I say that all the time. It's very important that everybody literally has to create their own form of trust, because once you establish your trust, you can start seeing trust everywhere. Everywhere. And it's important for you to see that, right? So when it comes to what we're going to do this coming Saturday, well, not tomorrow, but next Saturday. So next Saturday on the 31st, we're going to teach you the foundations of an express trust. Okay? We're going to teach you the declaration of trust as a governing instrument. We're going to teach you about the trust parties and the fiduciary roles. Okay? And creating a judgment-proof trust structure. We're going to teach you how to convey property into the trust. That means your bank accounts, your wages, your contracts, how to convey your name, your time. Even your time can go into your trust. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? See, you got to understand your time is private property because it's private to you. And you go and do what? You go and barter your time with companies. You tell them that you'll give them this amount of time and energy and work for some certain time of pay. Now that just made time, which is also a form of intangible property, but it is also a private property, which can be considered as an asset because people want your time. You can convey that into a trust. Now, when they go and they start taking your time and your time to what? Go to court, your time to answer these certain things and documentations and stuff like that, right? You can send them invoices for your time. A lot you can do with this, guys. You can make sure that your signature itself is placed within the actual trust. And it's also value. It's private property as well. You can also make sure that you put the name itself, anybody in use of the name, because remember, they have to have the name. They have to have the signature. They have to have these things. You got the right to it. And you got the right to use your property, sell your property, your time, whatever that you want to do. You have that right. And it's time for you guys to understand how to take that back into control. Because a lot of people don't understand, because a lot of y'all in the trust, y'all got a trust. Over 80% of the people that go and get a trust started right now do not know shit about the trust. They just got a trust and they say, yeah, I got a trust. They don't understand that security agreement. And really, you don't even have to have, and that's just what most people do. A security agreement and all that extra stuff they say is not what establishes the trust. Literally, what establishes the trust is I gave John H. Doe 2 apples for Jerry H. Doe. And I can just give the obligations. The trustee has the right to hold. John H. Doe is the trustee. John H. Doe has the right to hold the and grow or use to make for Jerry H. Doe. Right? That's a trust. Simple. That is a trust. All right? So don't let people tell you that, oh, you ain't got no trust because you ain't got this. No, a trust is literally simple. And here's another thing. Most people don't understand that a conveyance, so you can have a trust, but every conveyance that you have with whatever particular property is its own trust, because you might have what you call subtrust, because you might have different things that relates to the trust, meaning like certain things that needs to be done with the trust. That's another thing. Certain things that may need to be done with the actual trust. Okay? And once you understand that part, it is its own separate trust. And then the way I like to teach it is the trust is the kingdom. Okay? The trust is the kingdom. And the reason why it's the kingdom, because the trust itself is what you get to set all the rules to. So that makes you as the grantor the king. Okay? Or emperor, whatever you want to call yourself. But that means you have the power to set all the laws. You gave the power to yourself, the power to the trustee, and the power to the beneficiaries. And you set the rules and regulations based upon everything that is within the trust. Now, that becomes the law of the land between the parties involved and anybody that wants to deal with trust property. All right? That's what it does. And a lot of people miss that. Thank you for the heart, Johnson. A lot of people miss that. And you don't want to miss it. Because, again, one of the first things I've shown people to do is how to take the actual birth certificate, your straw man, etc., and then you move him into the trust. And it's just like moving him to a whole different country. It's the same exact thing, right? And now, any and all thing that it owns or gets, it has to come to the actual trust and being belonging to the trust, which is why you can do a security agreement with it, because you do a security agreement with the trust because the trust is handling all the services for the actual straw man. That means it gets all of his money and it don't own anything anymore. So now you don't want to be the one that owns it. A lot of people like to do grantors, trust, and that you can do that if you know exactly how you want to do. And there's no right or wrong way to do a trust. It just means that you got to have a plan and know how to actually move your assets when certain things come to situations. So yeah, you can migrate the whole trust. You can make sure that anything that deals with the trust can only go through a form of arbitration. It don't never have to see a court. A trust can never be allowed to enter a court if that's what the laws of the trust say. They'll tell you, hey, I don't have jurisdiction over this matter. This trust cannot be heard in this court. Because why? Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution says that no state can what? Create any law impairing the obligations of contract. They cannot do it. A trust itself is a contract. They cannot create a law impairing that obligation. So that also means that if the trust property is supposed to do something, some certain type of way, which means like if you convey your money, your wages, income, compensations, whatever, you put all of that in the trust and you make the trust own it. The trust owns the money, not you. And the trust can take care of you, which is the beneficial part, but you still don't own the money. So now that means that this child support place can't create some type of legislative activities to take and pierce the trust to take that money, because they can't impair the obligation of the trust, because the trust has its full course that it has to run in order for it to do its duties. Because if so, then that would make it cause harm upon what? The trustee who's operating. And they can't do that. Can't do it, family. They can't do it. This is why I say it's important. If we really want to get out of the situations that we are in, then we have to become knowledgeable of everything that's going on around us. Everything. Not just some, but all. Right? So I'm going to show you how to convey your property into the trust. Real estate, automobile, bank account, wages. I'll show you how to do a few other things that I'll add into it when it comes to your social security number, when it comes to the birth certificate. Yes, I've done this myself. If you're in that class, you will see, or you can just go, if you're on TikTok, go look on my TikTok. It's on there. You can go look. I'll show it. It's definitely on there. It's pinned up there for you to see, so you can see it. Also, how to operate the trust without losing control. You want to own nothing but control everything. That's why I said I don't own this money. It's not mine. It belongs to the trust. The trust, I'm just benefiting from it because the trust take care of me. Right? And then if you want to make it less personal, beneficiary. Only thing you have to do is say, name the family. The beneficiaries is the family of whatever, right? Or whatever group of people you are, and just know that you're one of those people. Yep. Exactly. Exactly how you do it, right? Also, we're going to teach you record keeping and trust administration because that's also very important for you. You're going to need to know trust administration and keeping records because you are the main record keeper. And guess what? All of these records are considered to be facts and evidence. If you ever need to prove any form of ownership or anything of that nature, right? Anything. See, this will also stop the IRS from coming to you. If the IRS is trying to levy they say, hey, we're going to levy your property. We're going to levy your assets, your money, etc. Well, guess what? Come see if I got something. Because I don't got a thing over here. The trust owns it. There's nothing they can come and get. Ever. But a lot of people do not know this. So they come and they take everything from you and leave you with nothing because you held no protection. Right? It's kind of like the rich man asking God, I'm asking Jesus, how can I enter the kingdom of heaven? He said, hey, give everything up to the people. And only thing he didn't understand is once he gave it up, he was going to get it right back. And times 10. Because here's the thing about the trust. Anything you place into the trust, you're the one that gets to set a value on it. It's no different than like if you create a business right now, you're the one that gets to set the value on your business, how much you're going to charge for your service and goods and your products. Nobody else gets control of that. You have control of that. So if they don't want to mess with your time and take your time, then hey, don't come over here trying to do business. And that's why you have what you call implied contracts and express contract. An implied contract is, well, if somebody hits you and damages your car, that's a form of an implied contract, meaning that they have to pay you. They fell into a formal contract with you, and they're going to have to pay you. An express contract is where two people come in a meeting of the minds and they fully agree upon the contract that is signed, and they both sign it together, and they operate all obligations to perform. Right? Same thing. So we're going to also show you how to defend against IRS and third-party claims, and also how to bond the trustee from any risk management, indemnification clauses, also the use of arbitration clauses and jurisdiction limitation, as I was saying earlier, and how relocating the trust situs or changing trustee without triggering tax. You can do that, right? And how to appoint certain people to places they need to be. It also is going to come with the templates, the declaration of trust, a Schedule A, also asset conveyance agreement, a bank account, assignment statement, trust resolution sample, certificate of trust ownership, and IRS Form 56 sample, and a couple other things that I'm going to give extra just for taking my class. Because if you ever taken my classes and stuff before, I overload you. And that's just because, I don't know, I'm always in a giving spirit. I like to give. So, and it's just $50. Me teaching this class alone, like, it's going to cost you $300 to $500 to even sit down with a lawyer to even have a consultation about this. Right? That's just to consult with you. Here I am going to give you everything at $50. A whole full ebook and all kind of other extra templates that I'm going to add to it as well. And yeah, it's going to be great. But we have to start understanding. And I prefer my people to build and create trust as well. But also, I do trust for people. You can go to www.ingodwetrustacademy.com, and it's a trust setup. So I will do that for you. But here's the thing. I also give you the conference, the full videos. It's actually 3 of them. It's about 6 hours in all, but it goes over every single document, what it's for and about. I don't like doing for people that, You just give people their trust, so they don't understand what they have, and they don't know exactly what to do with it. I think that's kind of shitty. So I try to give people everything. I don't have a reason to gatekeep or anything of that nature because I mean, hey, it's knowledge that you can go out here and get for one. All you got to do is read. Two, you know, hey, long as I give it to my family and they continue to do what they're supposed to with it after I'm long gone or whatever, hey, let it keep going, keep spreading the word, keep uplifting the fallen in humanity, and let's keep making this a better place because we have to. It's our duty to do that, right? You can't sit around and just not do anything. So, this is also what we're going to be doing. See, and then you got to understand this too. Like, even when a tow truck, like if you got your car repoed, the first thing you should have did was, one, they're not a part of the actual contract. So you should have filed a police report up on theft. That is theft of property. But if it also belongs to the trust, they take in trust property, which means that they are in full agreement to a full contract and the implied contract as in renting it for however long, which is part of your services. That's another thing. Repos is just, and it's so simple. A lot of y'all think that you got to jump in the car and do all this other type of stuff to get them not to repo your car. But the truth is you should only have to say one thing. I do not agree with you towing my car. Any form of disagreement is not peaceful. And the only way they could tow your car is up under a peaceful situation. If I don't agree with you, it's not peaceful. If I tell you this is in the middle of a dispute and you do not have the right to take the car, which is all of this is part of trust, because it is part of trust. Because you got to understand every contract is a trust. Every contract is a form of a trust. I keep telling you, it's trust everywhere. And everybody has their obligations of performance in these contracts, which are in trust relationships, right? Because you got the grantor. Remember, you granted the car as a security interest. Then you also get to hold it and keep it as a beneficiary and a benefactor of it, right? Now, you got to also remember that they are acting as forms of trustees over the account, which is why they collect accounts accounts receivable, as well as they're also on their hidden ledger side, which we're going to have a class about that as well one day, is where they have accounts payable, which are a form of private credits that are literally owed to you in the form of an escrow. Because they remember they sold the contract. And the minute they sold the contract, they were strictly supposed to release you and give the actual release of the security interest. Nobody knows that either, right? But remember, all of this is a form of a trust. And we just signing stuff and getting stuff and don't even understand how this system works. And it's just people getting their homes took when you never should have got it took in the first place. Because number one, they never complete their perfection of security interest in anything that's going on, which is still a form of trust, which means the trustee did not fulfill his obligations and performance. And it also means that if we ask, so if remember, the creditor is subject to all claims of the debtor. So if the debtor asks for a full accounting of the actual note, okay, and mortgage, if you're dealing with a mortgage as well. So the note and mortgage, right? And you want to see the full accounting of it, not how much the accounting of the account, a full accounting of the note. We want to know if the note was sold, where was it sold to, how much was the discount, and that means it's under securitization. Also, the chain of title as well. If they do not produce these things, even if you ask for a full securitization of things, if they don't produce anything about this, this falls under breach of contract because you got the right to know, which is a violation of the trust that was set up between you and the party. But again, people are not trustworthy, so they don't understand trust relationships to make sure that they enforce the trust and hold the trustees and all accountable for what is to be done. In order to change this, you got to get yourself together, people. Got to get yourself together, right? Okay? So again, you guys can go to www.ingodwetrustacademy.com. Okay? Type in Declaration of Trust in the search bar. It's $50. Okay? Don't buy your bottle tonight. Let it go. Don't buy that half a case tonight. Don't buy that 50 bag that you want tonight. Just let it go. Just for this once. And learn something that's going to enable you to keep buying that bottle that you want in the future. Right? And once you learn this, it's going to protect your assets. That even when you know certain things are happening to you, right? You're going to truly learn how to protect everything that's going on. It's a live stream, so we will be live. And you can register now at InGodWeTrustAcademy.com. The last day to register is next Friday. Okay? Make sure that you follow all of the instructions. That is the number one thing about this journey, family. You have to read and follow instructions, especially when y'all go to court. I keep telling y'all it's a trust. The court itself is a trust. The procedure is part of the trust situs. So the rules, etc., is how it operates. If you operate everything, okay, about that trust and do it correctly, present the evidence and facts, etc., and all the things that you're supposed to do, you will come out on top. But I just want you to know that. But you got to know how to play by the rules. If you don't read the rules, you're surely going to lose. So get in this class. It's $50. You can't beat it. Right? So yes, there is a declaration of trust that's in here. And I'm going to add a few other things on it just because I feel good about doing that today. All right. So for those of you, like I said, if you want to know, have I done some of these things, want a birth certificate and all of that, if you're on TikTok, just go look. If you've been following me on Facebook, then, hey, you've already seen everything. If you're on YouTube, well, follow me on Facebook or TikTok, and you will see what we have done. Or just come to work sessions. You'll hear other people that I have taught in many different ways that they have done the same things and more. Some have took what I've taught and showed and done more. You know? But it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys to take this into your own matter in your own hands. But hey, by all means, you remember, hey, we like money. I like money too. But if y'all like money, like I like money, then protect it. Remember, I was always told, take care of what take care of you. So take care of the money. Take care of the assets. Protect the assets. And you can't do that if you leaving everything within the individual name. Can't do it. Number one, the individual is going to be taxed the most out of anything and everybody. And even if you got a business, see, the beautiful thing about having a trust, if you got a business, guess what? You can make all the money that you want to with that business. Just make sure that all that income goes to the trust. All the revenue that business makes, make sure that business conveys it all to the trust. The trust owns the money. And now the trust gets to do what? Take care of the business and all of its needs. You're tax exempt now. Why? Because the trust is only doing charitable work for the business, and the business itself is what? Well, it conveyed all of its money. It don't make money. Doesn't have revenue. Now it's acting like a form of a nonprofit almost. It's very simple. But we got to start thinking. Start thinking. You see what I'm saying? And then if you allow the trust to pay the employees, etc., for a compensation of their voluntary services, even they become tax exempt. And when they get their money, they should understand to what? Make sure that they conveyed it and put it into a trust too. This should be an ongoing situation. It should never stop. But if you don't do it this way, be prepared to be taxed. Right? And if we want to add a little bit more to it, oh man, when we make this religious, we change the game even more. If the trust is religious, if the business that you are dealing with is a religious business, etc., which it all should be if you are if all things belong to God and everything that you do is of God, right? If all of that is in that aspect, your whole entire life belongs to God. Everything that you have, if that's the truth for you, then you should be tax exempt anyway. Because even when you go sit down and eat, you should be eating to the dietary of your religion. So that means that all functions that you got going on, whether you're at a restaurant, whatever, tax exempt. You go to the grocery store, tax exempt, because you're a missionary. You're on a mission to feed the people. The people is including yourself. Understand that. Your family, your household. All of y'all have to be fed because you're part of the what? The mission. And the church itself is a trust. Yeah. You should be compensated for your voluntary service. So if the trust is taking care of the people, right? The church is taking care of the people, the food, etc., with your houses, all of that should belong to. It's tax exempt. I can go on and on about this. But again, this is why so many people suffer, because you stepped outside of the grace of God. There's no mercy outside of the grace of God. There's no grace outside of it. You're just taxed to death. It's just that the spirit of law is not in it. You know? So you have to prepare yourself to be better, guys. Be better. Want better, do better, be better. Right? Have to. So drop some ones if I'm gonna see you in class. That's all I want to know. And if not, hey, I should at least see you in work sessions. You know what I mean? It's free. Work sessions are free. So I don't want to hear anything. Matter of fact, we just did asset protections in work sessions Wednesday, telling people what they need to do from top to bottom. So like I told you, ain't no gatekeeping here. I'll tell you, any class I'm doing, I probably already taught it for free. But what happens is you guys just overlook shit. You overlook it. Right? That ain't my fault. It ain't my fault at all. But overall, man, like I say, it's been great. Also, do not forget the People's Private Bank, which is a form of a trust. Because like what you got to, a private bank can show proof of funding. I keep telling y'all, like, especially if you cut hair and you got clients, you should have a book of all the clients that you have and how many times they come and see you. You should have that written down. You should keep records of that, because you can easily go to a bank and get money because they see you have proof of funding and they see how many clients you gain a year, a month, and you're constantly gaining. This client comes 10 times or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? you made this type of money off this, like, or let's just say you're selling something. A lot of y'all into CMOS and all of that. You should have your clients, right? Your clients should all be listed. You should have them a part of your private bank, right? You should make them have to purchase trust credits from you and list all of your clients down, etc., which also shows a form of proof of funding. Y'all got to know this. Learn the game and play it. Record keeping is everything, because when it come times for them wanting to see something, hey, here you go. That's why people have them portfolios and they just whip it out and they're like, all right, look, this is what all I got. This is my asset. This is everything I got going on. I need some money. Sure, because they can see it. See what I'm saying? They can see it. A lot of people want to buy land, but you don't even know what to do, understand what to do with it. You thinking that, okay, if you got land right now, a lot of y'all think that you got to go get some money to make the money to build it. No, come up with your plan in full force, understanding what the bank is willing to indulge in the first place. If you got land right now, you don't know what to do with it, go leverage that land. Put together a full plan of either build, like let's say you just want to do some apartments. Build some apartments, say how many units you want to put in it, do the whole floor and pan. I'm talking about, I want you to have everything to the T. How much a screw, every screw is going to cost. You want to know every nail, how much it's going to cost for the contractors, etc. Put it all in perspective. Once you got it all down packed, and then you understand that, okay, I'm going to charge $2,000 for each unit, or whatever the case may be. Just depends on how nice you build it in the area you put it in. Then guess what? The bank is going to say, okay, great, let's do it. Because they understand that they're going to make money. You can give them a certain percentage for so many years. You don't got to make all the money, but guess what? You just didn't have none. Just leverage it. Okay, so give them the house and not the house, but the land, and even the apartments if you want to. Give it to them as security interest. They're gonna give it to you. Only thing you got to do is just take your percentage and pay them people and just keep it moving. When it's over and done with, let's say after 7, 8 years, how many of you got it? 10 years? Hey, guess what? You're free and clear. All money is yours. And by then, you did so great, they done offered you something else. Now you can just go find land. Hey, I want to buy this land and do this with it. Let me get that money. Hey, y'all better learn how to work. I keep saying it. Work. Be smart. Don't work, hey, work smart, not hard. Another thing, a lot of y'all, you don't always have to be the one to put a business up. Build buildings. Allow people to come put businesses in your buildings. You don't got to be the one that has the business, but people need opportunities. A lot of people got a lot of business ideas, want to do a business, etc., but they ain't got a place to do it. So build the building. Let them come do it. They'll pay you forever. But you just got to be mindful, guys. Like, stop. Number one, stop thinking that you got to be the macho of everything. Oh, man, I got to own everything, 100% of this. No, you don't. 100% of nothing is nothing. 1% of a trillion? Or a billion? 1% of 500 million? 2%, 5% of 500 million? That's money. If you got 4 to 5 businesses like that you got 5% interest in, and they're multi-million or multi-billion dollar companies that you got interest in before, it's, hey, yo, all right. Stop feeling like you got to stop being greedy, like you got to have everything and own everything. Stop being like that. That's not the way to be. You're going to always find yourself having the hardest time, for sure. But when you learn to take what you need and go on about your business, that's it. Just enough. Just enough to go on to the next project, keep building, keep going. And a lot of people say it takes money to make money. No, it don't. It takes knowledge, takes wisdom. That's it. The idea. How to do it, how to move and do it. That's it. People sell ideas all the time. It take your time to make money. That's what it's gonna take always. Make sure you do it. Make sure you use it wisely. So this is one reason why you need to come to the People's Private Bank as well, which is on June the 20th. Turn your goods and services into currency and build your own wealth system. Literally. Literally get paid. Won't have to pay no taxes on anything you doing because you making everybody use your currency. And now it's between private parties and not seen as a commercial transaction. Fully tax exempt. All the money that you make, remember, you can either keep it into that trust or move it to another trust. One thing you don't do is let it go to the individual. If you do, you will be taxed. Protect the money. Take care of what take care of you. Protect the asset. Take care of what take care of you. That's it. That is it, man. I appreciate y'all tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed tonight. Hope to see you in class. Don't forget about work sessions coming Monday. Other than that, I will see you guys about 9 o'clock tomorrow night. It's been real. Bye. Peace, love, and law.